Okay, 37, 38 points lower on the Nifty. We're at about 11,828. So we're down about a third of a percent or so, 36 points lower. I mean, look at what's happening on the breadth of the market. We are 1,000 stocks, 1,004 stocks are lower, 588 stocks are actually higher. So this 2:1 in favor of declines as we speak. Just putting out some stocks which are selling off big time, and then we'll sort of move on to the reins. So we've got Godrej Properties, which is down 11%, 979. Godrej Properties actually was up 10% yesterday, and it is giving up all those gains today. Yesterday the delivery volumes were about 20% compared to 40% average that we see on the stock. So I mean, it's basically completely wiping off yesterday's up move. Tata Motors is up 3%, is down 3%, 163. Again, large volumes there. There is Balkrishna Industries, which is down about 4.5%. There is Sun Pharma, which is down 3%, 393, again large volumes. HDFC AMC is seeing a cut of about 3% or so. Stocks at about 2016. And there is Dilip Bilcon, which is at about 470. It's down about 4.5%. And then kind of volumes taper off quite quickly, quite fast as we are looking at the screen. A number of losers far outnumbering what is doing well. The Adani Group stocks as a bunch are all higher. Adani Power, Adani Green, Adani Transmission, Adani Gas, anything between 2% to 10%. So that's one pack which is not doing badly. I mean, actually the only exception is Adani Enterprises. Otherwise, everything is up a little bit. Okay, I think we've got the focus on rains once again. My colleague Manisha is here in the studios to take us through that. Manisha, I mean, the rains continue.
Oh, well, yes, in Mumbai, absolutely. And we've seen some flooding instances, and three-digit rainfall is what we had been talking about, is what was predicted by the forecasters, SkyMet and IMD, and that's exactly what we have been seeing as well. The other thing that is of a concern is that the rains are expected to continue until 5th of July. It is still raining outside, and it is a high tide at 12 o'clock as well, and that really seems to be upping those concerns there. But Jatin Singh, founder and CEO at SkyMet, now joins us to talk further about that. Jatin, hi, good to have you. It is going as you predicted, the month of June with 33% efficiency, July really picking up, and we are looking at a very strong spell right now. What is your sense? How are we looking at this rest of the week, overall India and especially Mumbai?
You see, it's going to keep on raining in India and in Mumbai up until at least the 5th. And after that, it's going to calm down a little. And then rainfall is also good. Then the rainfall that's going to pick up after that is going to be mostly on the east central side. That is northeast, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, that side. That at least for the next, that's what I can tell you over the next 2 weeks.
What would you want to, how are you forecasting Mumbai especially? Because the last 3 or 4 days has been constant rains. There have been flooding instances. How are you looking at today, rest of this week? And what is your estimate now for the month of July and going forward?
See, we cannot see that far, but we know that, it's going to keep on raining pretty strongly, at least up until the 5th. And after that, I think rainfall will come down, but it'll keep on raining. Somewhere during about mid-July, you're going to see a long dry spell coming in Mumbai. So I think Mumbai, we will flip from heavy rain to a long dry spell around the 10th or 12th. And I think, we should not get carried away with the rain. Yes, this is excess rain, but in times of climate change, you see a climate extreme. So you saw, a monsoon late in Mumbai by about 15 days, and then you see this rainfall that catches up statistics. But that would probably be followed by another long dry spell. That's how I see this thing alternating.
Okay, so Jatin, net, then what are you expecting in terms of rainfall cumulatively in Mumbai for the entire monsoon?
I think it should be lower, significantly lower than what the normal is, because the monsoon forecast is still for below normal, and I would distribute it all over, So but there will be dry spells, at least 2 more coming.
Okay, so it's expected to cumulatively be below 95% of the LPA?
No. You're talking about Mumbai, you're talking about India?
Only Mumbai.
Mumbai, and then we can extrapolate it to the entire country as well?
India, we are sticking to 93% of the LPA, which we did. You see, you're at 33. in June below. Now, there's only been one instance in history that with a 33%, you actually ended up with a normal monsoon, and that was sometime in about the 19th century. Otherwise, whenever you've had a June that is so low, you're definitely going in for even if June and July, even if July and August and September are normal, this is a below normal monsoon. That is for every day. And I expect that you'll get at least one, if not two dry spells over the next 3 months. So far, our projection is that this should finish off at a below normal.
Jatin, also, you talked about July, of course. As you said that with mid-July, we might be looking at a dry spell. Is it only for Mumbai and Maharashtra, or are you expecting it to for much, bigger part in India?
All India index dry spell, mostly central India, I would say.
Okay, so you're saying that we're not out of the woods really, and this is good monsoon right now this week, but this may not just about continue. Also, how are you looking at August and September? Because IMD says August and September actually could give us 100% of monsoon rainfall. Are you expecting that too?
Yeah, that is what our initial forecast was. And way back in April, we said the first half is going to be weak. We said the second half is going to be okay if you just pull that forecast back up. So IMD is saying this now. We said this 2.5 months ago, and I think this monsoon is following that script.
Right. Jatin, do you at SkyMet also track reservoir levels, etc.? I mean, with regards to Mumbai, I mean the lakes around Mumbai would supply much of the water to the city. I mean, do we have any idea what this rainfall over the last 24, 48 hours has done to water levels there? Because levels had dipped quite a bit before the rains.
I haven't looked at the data, but that definitely the kind of rainfall that is there in terms of managing the drinking water and other usage and industrial use of the city. Western Maharashtra is going to do pretty well. I don't think you will see a crisis. Chennai is going to go from bad to worse because there is no rainfall in Tamil Nadu, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Just to stick to... Sorry, go on, Jatin. You were completing that point.
No, I said let us not... because we have a lot of rainfall in Bombay.
Right.
In Mumbai right now. Yeah. And we've got some good statistics of rainfall. You cannot kind of assume that for the rest of the country.
Absolutely.
This was bound to happen because statistically June was very weak. But we still need to be on... I have always said this year, like last year, we need to err on the side of caution. The probability of dry weather is more than the probability of wet weather. Index that with the impact of climate change, where you get extremes, prolonged dry spell with an extreme amount of rainfall. So Santa Cruz yesterday has reported 375 millimeters of rainfall. The last, on a single day, the last big number was 274 millimeters rainfall in Santa Cruz in 2009. But then it was preceded by a monsoon that touched Mumbai only, 25th? Of June on a date that is supposed to be 7th of June. So that is how you'll see this monsoon alternating.
Jatin, just to stick with Maharashtra, so eastern Maharashtra, which essentially is where what has been drought affected, etc. I mean, there is still no a big rainfall there, or is there? I mean, what is the situation in the drought hit areas? I mean, on the eastern side.
It's pretty good. It has rained and it's going to rain more. But after this rainfall, I think there's going to be a long gap.
How long are we looking at this gap, Jatin? And is it going to be a bit of a concern going forward?
For central parts of India, yes. I think there is somewhat, say, from mid of July to about the end of July, it's going to be relatively quiet. Rather around the 10th or 12th of July to the end, where August starts picking up. You'll see rainfall. You'll probably make rainfall statistically in East India and on the coast and Northeast. But from an agri point of view, I still feel that central India is significantly vulnerable.
What is your sense on the agrarian part of it, really? Because if we are looking at these heavy rain spells and then long dry spells, what does it really mean for the agrarian economy then?
You see, we just came out with the Kharif report 2019 and with the first edition, and we had basically said that you would see. I think it was an increase in cotton production by 10%, a dip in soybean by about 8%, and a dip in paddy by about 4%. We're still going to stick to that because if you take climate patterns like this and the kind of oscillation, and for crops that benefit in the latter part of the year are the ones that will do well. Ones that need steady supply of precipitation over the phenological stages of the crop will see volatility. So irrigated crop obviously will do better, but non-irrigated crop will have problems.
All right, Jatin, we'll let you go at that. So clearly, while I think the concerns just about continue, sometimes because of heavy rainfall, and then of course the dry spells that he's talking about, that will happen again between 10th to 12th of July and would continue until first week of August, as he says.